want to start by welcoming our witness, Dr. Michal Friedhoff, the Assistant Administrator for the Office of Chemical Safety and Pollution Prevention. Michal, as most of you know, is no stranger to EPW or to the issues that we're going to be discussing today. Having worked on this committee with us for a number of years, and also previously for Senator Markey, although he says he worked for her in both the House and the Senate. 2016, Michal was one of the lead negotiators of the Frank Lautenberg Chemical Safety for the 21st Century Act, the first reform to the Toxic Substance Control Act, or TSCA, in approximately 40 years. A number of us worked tirelessly alongside our staff, our colleagues, often on and off this committee to support the bipartisan reforms in the Lautenberg Act. These reforms would help ensure that TSCA worked as Congress intended to protect the health and safety of Americans and our environment, while also allowing for innovation and competition within industry. The task of protecting the health of our families, our communities, and environment, while also continuing to advance chemistry that enriches our lives, is no easy feat. And it takes skill and experience to navigate the complexities around the implementation of this law. Through TSCA, Congress has charged the EPA with this demanding responsibility. Since we last welcomed Dr. Friedhoff before the committee in 2022, I want to share some of the progress that's occurred in relation to the implementation of TSCA. The first 10 priority chemical reviews that were established in 2016 have been completed, and the Biden administration has already begun to publish proposed rules for these chemicals, some of which are known carcinogens. The EPA has also launched several initiatives to prioritize and streamline new chemical review for chemicals associated with batteries, with clean energy technologies, and with semiconductors to more quickly deploy investments from the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and the Inflation Reduction Act, major pieces of which were negotiated and discussed and debated right here in this room. According to the EPA, since June 2023, the agency has more than doubled the average amount of new chemical reviews that they are able to complete each month. This means EPA is addressing the backlog of chemicals awaiting review while also reviewing new submissions. But as the members of this committee have often heard me say, everything I do, I know I can do better. And the same is true with respect to TSCA. And as we gather here today, my hope is that this hearing will offer us an opportunity to reflect on and discuss what is working better and what can be done further to improve the implementation of this critical law. Well, let's be clear. There's still more work to be done. The EPA needs adequate support from both Congress and the administration to meet the expectations set into law by those of us who helped write the Lautenberg Act. As Dr. Friedhoff will highlight in her testimony, the EPA has been tasked with high expectations and a heavy workload, but has not always been equipped with necessary funding to complete this technical work. Congress needs to ensure that EPA has the appropriate resources to implement TSCA as intended. Further, we know that the EPA is updating its fees rule to be able to more effectively collect revenues from chemical manufacturers. This is an important part of the funding equation, and we look forward to hearing from Dr. Friedhoff more about this effort. Insufficient resources over the course of multiple fiscal years have led the agency to miss deadlines and to delay decisions. This situation has created grievances from both those in industry pushing to get their chemicals to market and from environmental advocates eager to see harmful chemicals regulated. As Dr. Friedhoff will relay today, the EPA is implementing the law that is written to the best of their ability. That said, we hope that today's discussion will help us determine what further actions EPA can take or what additional resources Congress can provide to better resource the Lautenberg Act's implementation. In closing, let me just reiterate a couple of things, if I could. First, I'm committed to working together with Senator Capito and all the members of this committee to ensure that we're providing the agency with the resources it needs in fiscal year 2024. Second, we'll continue to collaborate with the EPA and request transparency in the agency's actions with EPA and request transparency in the agency's actions as they work to protect us from harmful toxins while allowing chemistry to usher in a new world of clean energy and life-saving technologies.